My name is Grant Miller, and I'm the Staff Sergeant of the Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit, and I have the following release for you today. It's been 3 years since the body of Laura Furlan was discovered in Fish Creek Park, and we continue to search for answers in her death. Despite the lapse in time, this case is active, and we are releasing new details in hopes of generating additional tips from the public. We are releasing photos of a truck whose driver may have information about Furlan's death. The vehicle, a dark orange Dodge Ram 1500, has a distinct black spoiler. We are seeking assistance from anyone who may have seen this vehicle in the Fish Creek Park area or the downtown core on Tuesday, August 25th, 2009, between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Furlan, 38, was last heard from on August 24th, 2009. Her family reported her missing on August 31st. We are trying to determine her movements in the days leading up to the discovery of her body on September the 7th, 2009. Furlan is described as 5 foot 7 inches tall and 120 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. She often went by the nickname Lily. Anyone with information is asked to contact the police, and I'll take your questions. It's still currently a suspicious death, but it is being investigated by the homicide unit.
Can you, just so people understand the distinction, say why you're not?
There are times in when the homicide unit gets called to suspicious deaths. As an example, last week we were called to an incident on 68th Avenue, I think, which is kind of similar, and we rely on the crime scene and the medical examiner's office to help us determine what exactly happened. And sometimes it's not a simple process. And in 2009, I think we recognized this as a suspicious death, but we just didn't have enough information to say that this was actually a homicide.
So what did the autopsy, like how did she die?
And again, the autopsy at times can't always tell us exactly how people die. And in that process, they rely on the information from the investigation that goes into it.
So is there no obvious showing of trauma, like no gunshot wounds, stab wounds, no weird bruising somewhere?
That's correct. And it's usually those kind of situations that leave us searching for answers and cause our investigators to really have to work very hard to determine what happened. And sometimes that can't happen in a day or two. Sometimes it takes years. We believe that she was in a vehicle very similar to this on that night. And we're asking for anyone that may have seen her in a vehicle like this to come forward.
When vehicles like this are like stand out, I mean, there's only going to be so many of them. Do you already have an idea of who has that vehicle?
The vehicle, and I think that's why we released the picture of this truck, because it is a very unique, distinct truck. However, realistically though, we're probably covering, I'm going to say Western Canada, and we need to be concerned about vehicles from BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan. And so we have to cast a fairly wide net to help us determine exactly which vehicle it is.
I know it's been on media that you perhaps even have some persons of interest that you'd like to speak to in this case?
That's correct. There are suspects in this case, and again, that's part of this investigation.
Can you say any more about that?
The only thing I think I can say about that is this is still categorized as a suspicious death and not a homicide.
So have you spoken with those suspects, or you're still looking?
We've spoken with some, and we believe we're still looking for others. Again, this investigation has been going for 3 years. Today's the anniversary date.
So again, this truck was seen at exactly 3 years ago, perhaps in September at Fish Creek. Was it seen at actually that?
In that area, yes, and or in the downtown core.
Anywhere in particular in the desert?
We believe that Laura Furlan was involved in a high-risk lifestyle and high-risk lifestyle activities. So we would be looking around the areas where that is more prevalent.
So is it being looked at that perhaps she may have picked up a customer or something like that and ended up at Fish Creek?
It is possible, and that's one of the avenues that we're pursuing.
As far as the suspects and persons of interest are concerned, have they been any help to you guys this week?
would say not at this time. No, they haven't.
Is there anything else you can say about those suspects? Like, do they have, were they people that you already knew?
There's not much more I can say about that. Again, this has been going on for a long time, so they know that they've been spoken to, and we just don't want to close any doors or any other avenues that may exist. And that's why we're coming today with a picture of this distinct truck, looking for people to come forward and help us.
You might not be able to clarify this, but just, I'm going to throw it out in case you can. So, is one of the people that you've spoken to, does one of those people have a vehicle like that?
Yes.
Have, in the other case, some DNA evidence came to light, anything like that happening here?
Sorry, I'm not sure which case you're referring to.
Oh, she's talking about law. Yeah, law, sorry. That you guys found DNA. Anything like that in this case, was DNA, beyond her DNA obviously, found on her, around her?
Those are specifics of the crime scene that I really can't speak of today. I'm hoping to at some point, but I can't right now.
Is it fair to say that, you know, further forensic exams are being done on evidence that was seized?
Forensics and DNA, it advances so much on a yearly basis that that's something that we're constantly, I guess, aware of, and making sure that we keep on track of what our exhibits are and how old they are, and keep trying to resubmit them to the lab. The technology is amazing, and it helps our files a great deal.
Stick, this picture of the truck that you released, is this a picture of the actual truck, or is this a picture of a truck like this?
It's a picture of a truck like this.
But one of the suspects does have a truck like that?
Yes.
What year?
Pardon, I can't hear. The one we're looking for is, I think it's between like a 2003 and a 2007, something like that, I believe.
Well, this is a silly question, but the truck you're looking for, is it the suspect's? Obviously not the suspect's truck because, or has it been sold to someone else or stolen? Or
These are all things that we have to determine, and
the suspect doesn't have that truck anymore, or does?
so we're kind of crossing over paths here, suspects and vehicles. So right now we're looking for this vehicle, or a vehicle very similar to this, in those areas on those dates.
So you're kind of looking for any witnesses that could place them? Is that-
Yes, yes.
Can you explain that?
We're looking for anyone that could place Laura Furlan in a vehicle similar to that on those dates. And because it's such a unique vehicle, we thought we could get some help with this.